Sarakshi, welcome back to Capitol Review. The Fulton County Grand Jury released that report today, and of course you read it, you went over it. What did the report, what did you get out of it?
Look, it's a long 28-page document, right? And it's very rare to see the full report by a special grand jury. So it was really interesting to sift through this and see how the investigation into the Georgia case really played out. Now, we know that the Fulton County Superior Judge, Robert McBurney, he previously released very limited portions of this grand jury report, and he really held back the final release of this document until Georgia DA Fani Willis announced the indictments. At the time, the judge said he wanted to protect the due process and the integrity of the investigation. But, last month we saw that former President Donald Trump and 18 other co-defendants were indicted and they pleaded not guilty. So then the judge said that he believed that, any part of the report that shouldn't be published, they should object to it since his original thinking was a moot point. So this is why we're really seeing the full document be released now. But it's really, really interesting to go through to kind of look at how this investigation really played out.
Sarakshi, the report showed charging recommendations for the district attorney that included at least 30 people. Now we know the former President Donald Trump and 18 co-defendants were indicted. Were there any other names listed that were not indicted?
Look, the special report actually reveals that the special grand jury recommended 39 names to the district attorney's office. Now, we know since then that it was, former President Donald Trump and 18 other co-defendants that have been indicted. So it's really been interesting to sift through this today. One of the biggest names, though, is sitting Senator Lindsey Graham, as well as two former Georgia senators. Now, you never expect to see the name of a sitting senator in a document like this. So that's why it's really sent ripples through not just the Senate, but throughout the U.S. right now. He is a big name. So that was what was really interesting from this document. It also included former Georgia Senators David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. It included Georgia Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones. Now, we know they were not indicted in the case by District Attorney Fani Willis, but this is what the special grand jury report tells us.
So actually, what else does this report tell you? What stood out that maybe some others may missed or aren't talking about?
Look, it's just really interesting. I think what people should realize is that special grand juries in Georgia, they can't issue indictments, right? They just serve as an investigative tool. And so this special grand jury really began hearing evidence in June 2022. And the district attorney in Georgia really used it as a tool to investigate the effort to overturn the 2020 election. We know that the panel ultimately heard from 75 witnesses. We know that Senator Lindsey Graham was, was called to come and give testimony to the special grand jury, and he only did so after court orders. It was really his phone calls with Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger and his staff, related to the possibility of finding enough fraud in the state that could have tipped the election to former President Trump. So this is really, a larger document that shows us that was submitted to the District Attorney Fani Willis, and she took this and then made her case out of it. So it just shows us, how the investigation proceeded and how she really used this document as a tool to structure her case against former President Trump and the 18 other co-defendants.
And Sarakshi, did this report shed light into what we can expect to see in the trial, maybe against the former president or some of the other key names that have been indicted?
Look, that's really hard to say because, the trial is still a while away, but it just shows that the federal grand jury really saw what happened in Georgia as a vast scheme with many moving parts that involved a lot of different people. And this is essentially what the district attorney Fani Willis has also argued. So that's really something that is coming up, the similarities in the two arguments, and just that, the grand jury saw this as just such a huge scheme.
Well, Sarakshi Rai, thank you very much for joining us on Capitol Review.